Hello friends and welcome back to my session. I am Dr. Priya Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Jamia Millia Islamia. Today we are going to discuss a very important form of tourism, that is community-based tourism. In the session today we would be talking about the definition of community-based tourism, various characteristics of community-based tourism, what are the principles on which the community-based tourism survives, the pros of community-based tourism, and also some of the negative effects of community-based tourism. To begin with, this is a very new form of a tourism and it has always gained a very increasing consumer demand recently. Also, community-based tourism is about being recognized as a very important tool which always strengthens the ability to manage various tourism resources in terms of generating income, diversifying the local economy, preserving the culture, conserving the environment, and also providing equal educational opportunities. Now we would like to define what is exactly community-based tourism. So, as per the definition of community-based tourism, it is defined as form of tourism in which the local residents, often who are poor, rural and economically marginalized, who invite the tourists to visit their communities with the provision of overnight accommodation, so that the tourist goes there and spends some time and boost their local economy and also involves and appreciate their local culture and learns about their local culture and benefit their community as a whole. There are various characteristics of community-based tourism. Community-based tourism is all about involving and appreciating not only nature but also about the indigenous cultures which are prevailing in the natural areas as a part of any visitor experience. So, it is basically about focusing to the cultural aspect of any destination, belonging also about the community that belongs to that destinations. Characteristics also include containing of education and interpretation as a part of tourist offer. They should generally but not exclusively be organized for small groups by small groups and also a specialized and locally owned business. So, they should try to contribute towards the community in the form of contribution towards their local businesses and the small enterprises. Also, when we talk about the characteristics, we should never forget it is all about minimizing the negative impacts on the natural and social cultural environment of the community. CBT also supports the protection of natural and cultural areas by generating economic benefits from that particular destinations. CBT is all about providing some alternative income and employment for the local communities which are involved in that particular destinations, and also it is about increasing the local and visitors' awareness of conservation of the culture, of the traditions and of the customs of that particular destinations. Now we will talk about community-based tourism development. Why is it necessary that we should really contribute or we should focus on the development of community-based tourism? Community-based tourism is always fostering about sustainable use and collective responsibilities, and also it embraces some type of individual initiatives within the community. It can be group of people who are contributing towards the community, it can be even the individual efforts who are trying to contribute something towards the community. By sharing activities such as festivals, homestays, the production of artisan goods, community-based tourism allows the community to participate in all the activities which is about creating a sustainable source of income and maintaining the way of life. When one involves in the festivals, he gets an opportunity to mingle with the customs of that particular community. Also, when one stays in the homestay, it is a very rich experience and a golden time to experience the traditions of that values of that particular destination, and also to cherish the memories later on about the relishing of local cuisine. So, we will only get a chance to contribute towards the community when we are really involved in the community in terms of their festivals, their food, even their dresses and other things. Community based tourism activities also helps in decreasing poverty, not only by increasing the income but also by providing residents of rural communities some chance of doing the critical thinking and decision making. There is also a successful model of community based tourism that works with the existing community initiatives and helps in giving employment to the local residents, so that the income is generated and the tourists are benefited, also the community is benefited. Now we will discuss some of the main principles of community based tourism. The first is identity. Identity includes the respect and preserve for all the characteristics of the environment, which helps the resident to reclaim their historical practices, revitalize their productive activities, highlight their ethnic background of the populations, and also about various aspects of locality such as topography, climate, architecture, cuisine and handicrafts. The second principle is about roots and customs. When we talk about community based tourism, it is all about the roots, the richness and the originality of and the ethnicity of the customs. So, CBT always highlight the local cultural practices so that the communities share their cultures and traditions with the tourist with authenticity. Also, the invaluable education opportunities such as homestays and town hall style round of talks are often encouraged so that the tourist and the local community members can mutually share their cultural aspects among each other through the form of music, goods, handicrafts, foods and folklore. Also, both visitor and community culture will always be treated with appreciation and respect. Third is about the ecological consciousness and harmony. When about CBT we seek to conserve natural ecosystems and cultures by being a part of a larger development plan. All the plans have a low impact on the local environment while highlighting the unique aspects of the locality such as topography, climate and architecture. The conservation of nature is very important and is concerned with the environment influence, which helps in the development of the community based ecotourist activities like building houses, roads, showers, etc. The next principle is about sustainable economic development. CBT always helps in stimulating the local economy by generating income through the sustainable use of natural resources. All the plans seek and also leads towards ensuring that the local population has an equitable share in benefits. Then we move on to the local control. The local control of the community based ecotourism industry looks for the local leadership that leads plans and encourages clear and transparent decision making. Community members actively make decisions on strategies and acceptable levels of tourism based communities' culture, heritage and vision. Now we will discuss about the pros of community based tourism. What are the benefits of community based tourism? Community based tourism benefits are categorized under different heads. Like we will talk about various contributions which are social, cultural, economical and environmental. So, the first pros of CBT is about social and political contribution. How does CBT contributes socially and politically? The first and the foremost way it contributes is the human resource development. The CBT process always facilitates the development of diverse new skills and also inculcating self-confidence among the community members. Gradually, the tourism gets its way and the local people and the local community is also empowered as hosts and the guides. They tend to educate the other visitors and the tourists also. They develop certain improved communication and presentation skills by showing guests the proud elements of their life that define who they are. Also, various training, seminars and study tours which are conducted helps in strengthening the community's efficiency in planning and organization, management and administration. Next is empowerment of women. CBT is not just confined to the local community men, but it also involves the empowerment of women at a very great level. Women play a very key role in CBT. They share responsibility for developing, organizing and participating in various community-based activities. Women are also usually the host of the homestay activities and often the experts of the local cookery, arts and craft. More of the owners of homestay would be women who would be able to explain the culture well, who would also help in cooking the local food for the tourist who is arriving at a particular destination and who chooses to stay in their homestay to enjoy the authentic food and also appreciate the culture and traditions of their destination. Next is about community strength and unity. The community-based tourism is a very participatory process. This means that everyone has a chance to work together and share their skills and hopes. By assisting each other in planning and managing CBT, community members also try to come closer, they maintain a stronger relationship, strengthens the foundation of community, trust and unity, and further they try to excel along with the development of that particular destination. Now we will talk about community empowerment. The community empowerment includes the process of defining the key values. It describes their ways of life to the outside people, outside world and refine their communication skills, which helps the local people to interact with the tourists. So they are very eager to share their experiences of their life to the tourist, and in return the tourist also enjoys and appreciates their experiences. Now, the skills of community empowerment also helps to empower local people to negotiate and represent themselves more effectively with other outside groups, including some types of private business, national parks and other powerful actors who have immense influence on their daily lives. Now, we will move on to the social and cultural contributions. Not only any economic but also the CBT has social and cultural contributions, as it provides the positive feedbacks from the visitors including the tourist, the government workers, students, academic. It altogether strengthens the community pride and it fosters a proud sense and also helps in sharing and establishing the cultural identity and group consciousness. Also, the passing of traditional skills and knowledge between different generations helps to develop the younger generation also towards the contribution of CBT. Traditionally, the local knowledge of the environment, local handicraft, weaving styles, local food, various ceremonies and medicines is often held by the older generations. But the younger generation today is developing equal interest, and with their increasing influences from the outside community often helps them to develop new skills now. CBT activities are often based on traditional aspects of daily life, providing a new opportunity and incentives for the younger generation also, and now they are taking interest to appreciate their rich heritage and taking pride in delivering the same. CBT also results in increased hygiene and safety awareness. Guests to the communities arrive prepared in advance that they will be sacrificing some of the comforts of home, but they would not be compromising on the hygiene and safety aspects. Also, we should advise as a CBT practitioners that we should give them advice on food preparations, on the cleanliness of toilet and bathing areas and presentation of the sleeping areas. This will undoubtedly create a positive effects on community health. Now we will move on to the ecological contributions. Ecological contributions include natural resource mapping. Now, what is natural resource mapping? It helps in recording fauna and flora in a community ecosystems, including identifying periods when these areas should not be disturbed. Also, natural resource mapping is about undertaking to discover the relationships between the community, their environment and natural resources. The ecological contributions also helps in the surveys which are taken up by the community youth. This process clearly illustrates the reliance of the community on the environment and also enforces the critical importance of this activity about protecting the local ecosystem and managing natural resources sustainably. The second ecological contribution is about funding. Due to the new income generated from CBT, the community members now have a chance to develop new economic incentives and to protect their environment in order to have some type of clarity towards the attractive destinations for the future visitors. Also, the other contribution is about creating a valuable experience. So, urban visitors' experience of rural life in itself is lot more that one visits a community tourism for. It creates a greater and a better understanding of the relationship between human beings and the natural world, and also encourages the guest or the tourist to consider their own levels of natural resource use when they return home. So, community based tourism also impacts the life of the tourist. So, not only while being there on the tourism activities, while they return back also home, they are very keen to practice such type of activities which helps in the development towards the community in the areas where they are living. Now, we will move and talk about economic contributions. There are very clear financial rewards which are being offered by community based tourism. All the partners agree that participating in this process is the real opportunity and there is a motivating force behind investing time and energy in CBT. The CBT always provides a useful source of supplementary income and has supported communities financially in various different roles, like when they become guides, homestays host or handicraft producers. They are indirectly benefited from community based tourism community development funds. Now, also there are certain cons of CBT. The certain cons of CBT are: there will be cultural destruction and environmental destruction to some point, although we will try that there should be minimum effects on the environment and culture, but yet we cannot put a complete stop to such destruction towards the activities. The host country will at times fail to benefit as the government is unable to withdraw the taxes. Also, there would be some type of marginal employment and not a very full-fledged employment. There would be development of some illegal and also destructive economical aspects. The other cons can be, they can be seasonal employment. Not throughout the season the community would be benefited, but as per the season or as per the visit of the tourist, there would be some type of seasonal and employment at the destinations. Also, there would be unrealistic expectations both from the end of the host community and also from the end of a tourist, and there might be differences and gaps in the expectations of both. There can be any incidences of anti-democratic collusion. There can be some negative lifestyles as well as diverted and concentrated developments. Now, if we try to conclude this, we will always be discussing about that the effects of advantages and disadvantages of the community based tourism on the country is as a whole very beneficial to the economy, wherein there have been always an unemployment rate that has to be reduced. Also, more people become exposed and educated in a higher percentage when they are getting a chance to involved in CBT. Also, the communities which are considered which are very marginally poor become developed and are more appealing to the visitors. Also, the locals are pushed towards the exchange of foreign currency, which helps in boosting the economy. Also, the most importantly, CBT educates the locals, which helps in introducing as varying culture, and also they are being forced to learn about their own history and culture, which they have been ignoring from quite some time. So this gives them opportunity even to learn about their culture and then proudly present that culture to the tourist who is visiting their destination. So with this, we come to the end of the session, and I hope you enjoyed this session and gain some insights about the community based tourist activities. Thank you.